Here are a few tips for your next public speaking intervention. The first thing, please be short. Short and sharp. There are so many people speaking for ages, and we now have a very limited attention span. So try to limit your phrasing and your talk to 5-10 minutes maximum. So to do so, you need to prepare. And to prepare, here are the few steps. The first is to find your topic, a topic that really matters to you. It can be something that drives you mad, or it can be something that you're passionate about, but be sure that's something that really connects with you. That's something that you want to share with the world. Then when you find that topic, the idea is to watch the talk from Simon Sinek, How Great Leaders Inspire Action. And what he says in his talk is that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So the idea is to work on your why. What is your why? To do this, you can draw the golden circle, as he says in his talk and as well on his website, Start With Why. The idea is to take your idea or your project, anything that you want to talk about in your intervention, and draw this golden circle, starting from the outside. First, what is it that you propose? What is your solution? Then, how? What is so original about it? What is different from the competition? And then, why? The why has two shapes. The first thing of the why is something perhaps a little intellectual, is what do you believe in so deeply that you think this will happen in the future? Which kind of world do you want to fight for? I believe that every human should have access to education. This might be one of your why. In the talk of Simon Sinek is talking about think different as the why of Apple. So the first side of the why is something you truly believe in. And the second side of the why is a story. Because story connect with people. Story connect, as he says again in the talk, with your limbic brain, with your emotion, they will trigger behavior. They will connect with the emotion of the audience. So when you find your why, would it be the statement or the story? Now you have all the ingredients, and now you can actually structure your talk. So one of the structure I advise often is a very simple one. It's called the story of me, the story of us, the story of now. This allows to go from the small to the big, right? From a detailed story, individual story, to a larger impact. This also allows to go up in terms of emotion. So I will detail it for you. The first phase, story of me, is a story. Would it be of you or of somebody else? But it's an individual story. Why? Because it's very difficult to connect with a global story. So we need to know who is the protagonist of the story. Can we know his or her name, his physical aspect? Where is the action happening? When is it happening? What is going on? And what is the conclusion of this story? What is the emotion that is felt by the protagonist? And what is the conclusion of it? Normally, the conclusion of it should lead you to your why, what you deeply believe in. That's the part of the story of me. Give as much details as possible. What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you smell? Anything that can make us feel that we are there with you. Then, when we connect with you emotionally, it's time to go to the story of us, second phase. Story of us is to show that this individual story is actually something bigger. It's something that affects more people. So if you want more info on how to put data and how to put percentages and numbers in your talk in a fun way, watch Hans Rosling. Is doing marvels with statistics, and he shows how to make it very visual. So that's the story of us. And then you go to the story of now. The story of now is solution, call to action. The solution, if you go back to the golden circle initially, is your what and your how. What do you propose? What is your project about? What is your product, your service? What are you offering to the world? Give details. Again, how does it work? You don't need to go in all the complications, but at least for a user, How will that work? And how is it original and different from what is already out there? And then marvel to your solution. Be excited about it if you want us to be excited about it. And then call to action. Last phrase should be a boom. I should remember your last phrase. What do you want me to stay with? What do you want me to do after your talk? To go on your website, to change my behavior, to check your app? What do you want me to do? So this is the whole structure. Try to avoid slides as much as possible, because at the end of the day we look backwards and we're not focused connecting with the audience. If you have slides, try to have them as visual as possible. Few words and mostly visual, just illustrating your talk. You can use different props if you want. If you have your product, try to show it. Anything that you can show that is visual also helps. Use your hands to show what you're saying, right? A small object going up there, whatever helps to use your hands to show whatever you're talking about. Try to not to move too much. Anchor yourself as much as possible as the width of your hips, and especially for women, try not to close your legs. It gives an impression of less confidence on stage. Be careful about your facial expression. Try to smile as much as possible. So many people talk about something positive and yet are very serious and very down. So try to smile as much as possible. Your face must convey the same emotion as the talk and the product you're talking about. So be careful about looking at people in the eyes as much as possible, because without connection it's very difficult to build that trust. And if you feel tense before your intervention, you can meditate or you can jump before coming on stage, whatever works for you. And that's it. It's enjoy the moment and be present. Good luck.